Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the Songwriters Lounge. Wait. Oh, no, it's gone. We were in the cave there for a second. we were in the Songwriters Lounge, and we were deep in the depths of the earth, but the elevator got to the top.
It's true.
It's true. It is true. Liv Antoinette, everyone.
Oh, thank you very much.
Of the very Sticky Gumbo. No, wait. That's what did I say when you were here and you were the duo? Oh, I had a really dumb. And like when you were not so Sticky Gumbo.
Maybe.
No, it was dumb.
I'm sorry. It wasn't memorable, I guess.
It was to me. I made myself laugh really hard at the Arcada when it was you and.
Oh yeah, and Chris.
Yes, and because it was just the two of you, and so you weren't Sticky Gumbo. You were less sticky, but it was one word for less sticky. So anyways, I'll think of it before the end of the show. I'll spend the entire time you're playing, not concentrating on you, trying to come up with whatever the hell I said, which is terrible. But I will. That's what I'll do because I'm terrible. But you and I met
Is it about viscosity?
It was something. It was really terrible. Like something totally ridiculous like that. And I said it into the microphone, and it was like wah, wah. Nobody laughed. And I heard way in the back,
what?
you were like, "No, I don't think so." Like the one lone voice in the dark room. Not so funny. I laughed. You and I met at Crooked Arm when Blue, the contest for whatever that thing was.
Yeah.
And you did great. Unfortunately, you didn't have a ton of fan support in that. Blue brought, how many people did you bring? 41 friends.
Yeah, I saw all those people. I was like,
oh goodness. Well, but
I'm dead.
As I said, as I went up to you, it had no reflection on how great your songs were.
Thank you.
And I thought that you did great, and I didn't want you to feel cruddy or whatever. And we ended up striking up a conversation that day, and I've been speaking. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I walk away and you go, "That guy's an idiot." I don't know.
No, I was very appreciative.
Because those things are terrible. Like because when you go to any kind of music contest, it's not sports, it's music, so like it's subjective by nature, so then it's just a matter of how many people can you bring, and then that's some days you do great and some days you don't, and like as we all know, some days you got 40 people and some days you got none.
Well, I did homegrown in 2023, so I know how it all works. And so I did it once already, so whatever.
Right. Well, I thought you did great, and at the very least, I made a new friend, and I'm glad that I did.
I'm very proud of that.
And it was fun to see my other friends do well, and then I met Angus from that as well, and Angus has become a good friend as well. So it was a great experience for me to just be there that day. And Crooked Arm's a great place. I go buy records there for the album side of the week, although he won't. He's kind of. I tried to get him to sponsor the.
Oh yes.
He was kind of no. That's about it. Oh my God. That's a good idea, but no. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
He's a super nice guy though. But if you guys are new here, Songwriters Lounge, MeL Muzic page, it started as a way for me to just play songs when nobody was listening.
Yep.
A guy by myself in a room playing songs, and turned into this. It's really enjoyable to just talk about songwriting, and there's a pretty thriving songwriters group in this Fox Valley area and Chicago suburban area. And the more I started talking to other songwriters, the more I realized that we all thought and felt and kind of had these same sort of things going through our heads, and I just started kind of communicating that to people, and there was a lot of people who would say, well, I made a conscious decision about a year ago, after many years of struggling, trying to straddle the line between covers and originals, to just mostly, like, I play covers very few, and just mostly play originals now, and that's very new in my life. But then people who only know me for a year are like, well, how do you even write a song, or why do you do, and it seems almost to some people they're asking, this becomes a thing for someone who thinks that it's some mystical thing to demystify it on some level, or to just talk about it's just a bunch of knuckleheads trying to string chords together and save a few bucks on therapy. I mean, really, is
totally true.
Right. I mean, that's all I'm doing is processing whatever's going on in here, and half the time I don't even understand it until later, and I'm listening to it and going, oh, that's what I was thinking, because I didn't even know, and or things from later on where I thought I was writing about this, and then I was writing about that, and I didn't even know it. So that's kind of all this is really about, and just an excuse to get together and invite people over and have a good time, laugh a bunch.
That's true, and it's great. Musicians always are willing to get together.
I enjoy the camaraderie of it. So, what was the first show? Like, how old were you the first show like you ever stood up and played an original song of yours? Can you remember?
2018.
Really?
Yes.
So you were like 12,
yes.
13.
Thank
You're
you.
just a little girl.
I taught myself guitar in 2018.
You were a music teacher, didn't you tell me that?
But I did classical music. I didn't do.
Wait, no. Okay, so I'm going to back up a little. Am I allowed to tell them that you were a tuba player?
Yeah. People always go, "What?"
I see. Now that once you told me that made perfect sense, because I was in the marching band, and I was a percussionist, a drummer. The drummers say percussionist because it makes it sound less like drummers.
My son is one.
Right, right. But the drummers in the drum section when I was in school, the tuba players were like as far away as that microphone is to me. Like they're just the next group of knuckleheads there.
Exactly. Knuckleheads is the perfect word.
Well, right.
It's the whole back row.
Right. The drummers and the tuba players.
You're in the back row for the reason.
Right. Farthest people away from because the band director doesn't want to deal with them. Yeah. And there's all kinds of crazy, goofy stuff going on back there with high school students, and there were no girl tuba players in my marching band, so you would have been an interesting breed in our world back there, but we got along and we were laughing and we were at an open mic one night, and when you told me that, I was like, oh, I could totally see that. So you're like
yes. Well, I mean, after high school, I majored in music on tuba, so I could play in symphony orchestras.
Right.
Well,
I mean, that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different ballgame.
Right. But the musicality, like the things that I learned and I told you that day, like I was in band. When I was a kid, if there was any kind of an instrument, a piano, an organ, anything, I was gravitated toward it. But I did it. I still do it almost everything by ear. I know almost so very little about how theory works or any of it. Mm-hmm. And I went through 6 years of school faking it.
Well, you were a percussionist, so it's a little easier to do that.
It is.
I know.
But even still, I could read just barely enough rhythm to figure it out real slow. Right. But mostly I just listened when my friends were playing it or whatever, and then I would memorize it and then just memorize it.
I've seen that happen in a lot of students. You hear it, but then you see it. And what you hear, you can understand what you're seeing because you're hearing it first, and you go, "Oh, that's what that is." Right. Okay. So then when I see that, this is what I do.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly how my brain would work.
Yeah, exactly.
But the teacher that I had was a very young man in the 80s, and I think if I had, some curmudgeony old dude that I came into that like wanted to forced me to sight read in front of the class, I would have quit. And I would never do any of this stuff. Right. Because the things that I learned about dynamics and musicality and how to play as a group and really work something out, and the pride from the things that we learned to do together as a group from that man, who he was just a kid himself. I mean, for the sake of Pete, when I look back, I know he was only 27 years old. Like, he was a kid. And he was teaching, we were a 127-piece marching band in another, in marching in the Fiesta Bowl parade. Where
was that?
what school?
Yeah.
It was Glenbard South.
Oh, okay. Glenbards are huge.
Right, and I mean, and we had so much pride in our high school football team. The entire time that I went to school there, we won one football game. So like, it was almost like that goofy drumline thing. Like the band was way more interesting. Like not like the right. Not like the it wasn't like the crowd was watching us either though. But like we were really good. The football team was awful. Like, but we had so much pride and so it was everything to us. Mm-hmm. And the people that I run across still to this day, well, 40 years later next year. It's insane that it's been that long, but it mattered so much to us, mm-hmm. and what that guy instilled in us. And again, when I think back, I mean, he was a kid, and he made it possible. And I told you that day I was able to find him, I don't know, 10 years ago, and send him a letter, like an email, and say, maybe you get these all the time, I don't know, but you made my whole life completely different.
Did he remember you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's great when they remember you.
Yeah, he was. He did. We had quite an exchange. So
that's good.
He's an amazing man, and it's that's the kind of stuff that that learning about that and the things that I learned I still use to this day. And there are times where sometimes I'm working with another musician and I think everybody knows this stuff, but they don't. Like they don't. And then they'll say something about some kind of theory thing, and they're like, well, you don't know what the relative whatever is, and I go, nah, I don't. Just what is it? Just tell me. Like, or show me, or play.
Then I'll know.
Play whatever you're talking about, and then I can do that. And sometimes I can't, but all that is to say is, if you can get past all of the hang-ups and learn to communicate and find whatever common ground we do have as a person, I think that's the thing. There was a time a while back when I worked with people, there was a lot of competitiveness, and I don't know if testosterone-driven younger men, but I don't feel that with people, and I don't think it's just me. I think it's just a different time, and it is it is very different. And like with Blue and some of these younger people that I talk to, I'm like, I don't know. When I did open mics 25 years ago, it was different. It's different now. It just is. So I enjoy this camaraderie.
Yeah, it's more of like a family community type of thing.
It is for me.
Yeah.
Did you think it's the same? I mean,
from 2018, it's.
Did you do any of this? You didn't do any of this kind of stuff before this? Like when you were young, you did no college years. You did none of this stuff. That's so amazing.
I never wrote a song. The thing was, I had to go opposite. I had to learn how to not read music.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I find that I'm sort of stunned by that, because I would have got the impression that like you did this through college, and even though you were playing in college doing classical whatever, that you were still strumming a guitar.
Nope. And
going to parties and playing in somebody's band. So.
No, you didn't do that. You hung with the classical people. They don't do that.
I think some of them probably do.
Well, I don't know. Not the ones I hung out with.
No?
Mm-mm.
You just did.
They talked about that all the time.
Yeah.
The classical stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you think that too much? Well, you just said like you had to sort of unlearn. Do you think that could get in your way?
Sometimes it gets in my way. I don't because in a different way than I think what you're thinking. Because I know that I'm surrounded by people who may not know what I know, so I don't say anything, and I listen to what they're saying. And because I was a teacher for so long, I can say what I need to say musically, but I meet them where they are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. It's a learning process for me too, because I don't want to come in and be like,
well, sure.
That's the 7 over.
But
blah, blah,
that's
blah,
more
blah.
of your personality than anything.
Yeah.
like you're just trying to find what common ground that you can have and find a way to have a good communication thing that we're the good vibes, man.
And it's awesome. I mean, but the guys in my band all were music people, music majors, so that's amazing on a different level because I tell them what I want to do and they just do it. Mm-hmm. Just like, you guys are amazing.
Yeah, well, that is an amazing feeling when you can communicate with a group of people who can just like do that. Like that's an amazing feeling. So, and so you started writing. You said in 2018.
Yeah.
And you put out a couple. I listened to a bunch of your stuff after we met, and you had a live album from the Law Office.
Yes.
And then
that was in 2024.
So that wasn't too. That was last year. And then, but there's stuff from before that, right?
Yep.
So how many full length EP singles? What are we looking at?
I've got 2 EPs. One is called Mardi Gras, and one is called Live at the Law Office.
Okay.
And then I've got a bunch of singles.
Okay.
I did a short EP when I first started out. I auditioned to sing in a Beatles band, and the bass player had a studio. And he was like, "Hey, I really like your voice. Let's do an EP." And I was like, "Cool." The Beatles band didn't work out, and that's when I ended up being part of that Ozzy band. You probably
right. I heard you talking about that.
Yeah, it's funny. It turned from a Beatles band to an Ozzy band.
It's not that far of a jump, though, if you know anything about Ozzy.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
so, anyways,
I was never a huge, like, I don't hate Ozzy, but it wasn't my thing. But I do know the story, and I know how he, like, I know his story. And I respect who he is and as a human.
And everything that he's done.
Yeah. Yeah. And the trailblazer he was.
Yeah.
For sure. So, like, knowing that, like, he was just trying to be in the Beatles. That's all he was ever trying to do. He just found his own path. But isn't that what any of us are trying to do? You're just trying to emulate the people that you respect.
Yeah.
And then if you do whatever you do, you just put your own version of yourself on that, and it becomes you. If you do it right.
That's true. Yeah, I follow a lot of people from New Orleans because I love the city and I love the music. And then my style kind of became that.
Well, I don't think anybody should get too hung up in trying to do anything too exact to anything. Mm-hmm. Like, just play music.
Yeah.
And let your own personality come through the music, and then your own style will naturally evolve. Mm-hmm. The more you do it, the more it'll evolve.
And it changes all the time.
I can speak of volumes on that. I have no shortage on things to speak about, but why don't we get to a song of yours?
Okay.
So, what do you want to play for the folks?
I wanted to play The Mystic.
The Mystic.
Yes.
And when did we write The Mystic? Well, I didn't have anything to do with it.
2022?
So, a couple of years ago?
I think.
That's 4 years ago now.
3.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Almost
and
4.
I debuted it in 2020. No. I debuted it at the Law Office in 24. So I must have wrote it in 23.
Okay, so a couple of years, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way the song became written is I saw a horoscope one day, Pisces horoscope. I'm not a Pisces, but I don't know why I read the Pisces horoscope. But it talked about how mystical the Pisces is and how much they feel on a deep level and all this stuff. And I was like, wow, that's cool. And all of a sudden, all these words started coming to me, and I'm like, I'm about to write a song. so I just got a piece of paper and I started writing the song, and it was very weird. You know, like Bob Dylan said, I don't know where any of this comes from, because people would ask him all the time. I don't know where it came from.
Well, but you identified that it was happening.
Yes.
And that's the other part of it, that sometimes until you start to identify those things, you just ignore it and keep folding your laundry or whatever. Like,
yes.
Like that's what many people do, is they're like, I'm just going to keep driving. Nope. us songwriters drive and try to write things down or dictate into the phone.
Yes,
or
I've done that too.
Right. Well, right.
Waiting in a parking lot one day.
Or pull over.
Yeah.
I've done that. I have.
I heard something once and I was like, oh my God. La 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 la. And I sang the whole thing.
Right. That's what you do.
And you feel good, and then you go fix it up later.
Right. And then you listen back and you're like, oh, that isn't what I remember at all.
Yeah. Well, after I wrote that song, I was watching a show on Netflix called 1899. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's not one of those real popular movies shows, but it was set in 1899, and it's kind of like a sci-fi thing where these guys in ships have to go through.
Were you talking about that once? That sounds like something. It sounds like something Josette was talking about. She's very sci-fi.
I loved it. It was about they had to go through this real dark cloud that was put up by, I believe, like the bad guys or whatever. Right. So they have to get through it and then get through that area without getting killed. And then they come out the other side and there's another like new area to live or something like that. So it was just so sci-fi cool. And
I just made myself laugh because in my head, see, if I wrote the story, when they got through the other side, it's 1999 and they're all wearing purple long coats.
That would be great.
Right. Anyways, go ahead.
That would be great. Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, then terrible. I started to write. One day I was just hanging out on my bed, like reading or something, and the words to this story started coming out. And the story is based on the song. So I have this.
Oh, okay, right. That's what you showed me before.
That's where this came from.
Right on.
The mist.
Okay, and you showed me that before.
Yeah.
And you wrote the whole story.
And I just sat and wrote. I wrote it. I do that weird. I don't write purposely, but when I do write, it all comes out in one, like, fell swoop. So I wrote the story, and I'm like, wow, it's so weird. And it's about basically the mystic. The main character is Liv. Go figure. And she meets basically like the source energy.
Short story by this person has the same name you do.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So I don't know. It's kind of therapy for me because in there it's like, you know, the source tells her, you know, all these wonderful things, and she gets shipwrecked and she gets pulled out to the ocean, and in the ocean she finds the source.
Cool.
Yes.
I think that's awesome.
I don't know. I haven't really said anything about this to anyone lately. I think Anthony knows about it from before, but yeah. But I've never really taken it out and shown it to people.
It's the 3D effect.
So it's not published, but maybe someday. I don't know. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right, so the mystic.
So let's do it. It's about Pisces, basically. Anyone Pisces in here?
I'm not.
No. Well, most of my friends and relatives are Pisces. It's really weird, but maybe that's why I was looking up Pisces. Celestial illusion, you sift the strain, escaping the pain like a jailbreak. Release the chains as you reign, deliverance from the rage. Compassionate creature, you feel all there is to feel. The roar of the ocean as it fades, swimming away, exposed in the fray, adoring the goodness that you made. You are the mystic, the spirit of the sea, compassionate creature with an astrological ease. You feel the real hope and the fear. You take on the world of tears. You take on the world of tears. compassionate creature with an astrological ease. You feel the real hope and the fear. You take on the world to test, yeah. Take on the world to test, yeah. One more time. You are the mystic spirit of the sea, compassionate creature with an astrological ease. You feel the real hope and the fear. Take on the world to tears. 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 Thank you.
Beautiful.
I love that song.
It's beautiful. Now I recall hearing that on your live from the office.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. When the band plays, it's like. Oh.
Right. It's very. Yes, I recall.
It's very big.
Very enjoyable.
The bigs are big.
It was quite enjoyable. That was great.
Thank you.
I wanted to like hold up pictures from the inside of your thing, but we didn't have that.
Oh, you know what we wanted to do? Do like an audiobook of it, and then have the song kind of playing in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. That would be great.
Yeah.
I think that would be very good. Now, is there? Do you have any gigs coming up or anything? You've been playing a lot of things. You did a writers round recently, I think, or something. And
yeah, I've been doing a lot of those lately.
You know, those are fun.
Mm-hmm. I do like those a lot. I miss the band, but I really like doing those. It's really so cool. And, you know, you're showcasing your songs all the time.
Well, it feels like the whole thing, trying to connect people to your songs and getting people to really understand or connect with the music itself. And that's the best way, because you can explain the ins and outs of it, and then people are then invested in it, and I find it to be very enjoyable as well. So I saw that you did a couple of those recently, I think.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of those. I've been taking kind of a break performing, because there's a lot going on in my family.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I saw that too. I'm sorry to hear that.
So you know, I can't do everything. I can't be everywhere.
You can't?
No. Oh. So I'm taking a little bit of a break. Hopefully coming back in maybe late November, or we'll record my new songs. Mm-hmm. So, but that's okay, because I hit it hard. Like 2023, I was doing 3 or 4 shows a weekend. Like Wisconsin to Joliet, I'd do in one day. Like stuff like that. I was hitting it hard. But, you know, now I'm like, okay, I can sort of chill out. A little bit, because I have to. But, yeah, actually, Saturday I'm playing with BCA and Mr. Rees at Longford Pub.
That sounds like fun.
It is a blast, actually.
I haven't heard the name of that place in a while. That's a great little place. That's awesome.
Yeah. They called me up and were like, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, sure.
How do you say no to that?
Of course I will.
Right. How do you say no to that? That's a good one.
But other than that, I have a feeling what we're going to do is Sticky Gumbo's going to record soon instead of doing a bunch of gigs.
Which is, I find the most exhilarating thing is when you're really like, when that's really happening, when that thing is really happening, and you get a group of people working on something that's for me, that's when it's really fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that's coming up. Now, we talked about album side of the week this week, and what I'm going to try to do more frequently, and we were talking about this, album side of the week started as just a feature where I found myself for those of you who are new. If you're new and you've never been here, please like and subscribe, or at least subscribe, or just, I don't know, you don't have to do either one. Just, come back maybe sometime. But long time ago, a while back, I bought a turntable because I was gifted an album that I didn't have a turntable for. So I ended up buying a turntable. Now I have a bunch of records, and I found out that Led Zeppelin 2 was kind of cool. Side 1, Led Zeppelin 2 was almost a perfect side of records, and I came on the show and said, has anybody heard this? And since then, I've been trying to get people to pay closer attention once again to complete works where they can. I mean, it's good to sometimes let a randomizer reveal something new that you haven't heard. Nothing wrong with that. But it's also good to go back and listen to things the way an artist grouped them together, as they intended it. And so when we were talking about that, and I was reading off some of the records I had up there, when I mentioned Pink Floyd's The Wall, you were like, well, maybe you should do that one today. And it's pretty hard to deny Pink Floyd's The Wall. Now, if you had to pick a side.
Oh, I don't know. You can't pick a side. It goes from the beginning to the end, and that's it for me. You can't.
But the feature is called Album Side of the Week.
Oh, okay.
So, like, when it starts, or do you like the way it ends?
Wherever Mother is. Where's Mother?
Mother is side 1.
Yeah, side 1.
Okay, so side 1, In the Flesh.
I love all those. I can't.
Thin Ice.
I can't pick.
Another Brick in the Wall, part 2, and Mother is side 1.
The thin Ice one, it's so good.
Oh wait, and I can't. It's the writing is so. I'm such an old man. I'm such an old man. Sometimes it's so pathetic. It really is. When I'm doing stuff, and my youngest is like, and I can just see the look in his eyes is just like,
hurry up.
Jesus, old man. Do you want me to get that for you?
Yeah.
He doesn't ever say it. He's very kind, but I can just see it in his eyes.
It's hard for them to wait.
Do you want me to pick that up for you? No, I don't get it. But anyhow, let's see. Here, I don't think I can read that. I'm sorry. No, I was right. I can't read it. You can't read it. I was right.
It's a little messy.
I think I missed one, though. In the Flesh.
Yep. The Thin Ice, Another Brick in the Wall, The Happiest Days of Our Lives.
Another Brick in the Wall, part 2, and then Mother.
Mother.
Right.
I do Mother on my gigs. I do Mother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
I love it.
And when I was in middle school, you couldn't get away from this record. I don't even think I was in middle school yet. I think it was 5th grade. I had a very progressive.
Well, my brother had that album, and I didn't own it. I didn't own any albums, but I saw it there when he wasn't home. I found it.
Right?
I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And inside, the pictures are so cool. And I played it, and I was like, oh, my God.
This is weird.
This is really cool.
Right.
Like, I loved it.
I had a teacher in 5th grade who she was just a very progressive human, and so we were allowed to play anything we wanted, like in breaks and in the little single record player with the one speaker in the side. And I can remember, like, I would bring in my brother. I tell this many times on the show. My brother worked at a record store, and he listened to everything and all kinds of stuff, and I had access to all kinds of things before most people did. He would get promos of like Elvis Costello, like all kinds of crazy stuff. But even in those days, like one of my favorite records in 5th grade was Van Halen 1, and I would play You Really Got Me off of that record, and my teacher was like, well, you know who made the original? And I like at the time I was sort of like, I think it's the Kinks, and I kind of blew her mind, and she was like, it is. But then I was like, well, wait a minute, how do you know that? So like my little head was like, that means you're kind of cool if you know that. And but she let us play things like Pink Floyd and stuff, and like, but when I remember the year before that, I had moved schools, and I had that record, Van Halen record, had come out previous, and I was at a different school. My teacher the year before, I played it at the end of the school year, the year before, on the single record player. My teacher was an old lady. She was at least 50. Like, in 1977, I mean, she was old, man. She was gray hair, and she was, but I mean, in 1977, she was 50. She was, think of when she was born, man. So, and I dropped the needle on Running with the Devil. Like, she thought I was Satan's, like, the son of Satan. Like, she looked at me like, oh my God, what are you playing in my classroom? She had no idea what she was hearing. It was like the Marty McFly, like all the people in Back to the Future staring at. She was like, turn that off. Turn that off. That is not allowed to be played in my classroom. And that was it. Was I find that funny. So it's a good choice. That's a good choice. So I couldn't decide what to play. Many times when it's my turn to play, I don't know what to play. I was gonna play something different, and then I decided. Lately, with all the things that are happening, and I heard something that there's a bunch of national forests or something that were sold. I think.
Really?
I think I heard that recently. Or there was some talks of. Anyway, when I was here's a better segue. We'll just stay away from that for right now. But that was in the front of my mind recently. But this weekend I'm opening for the Tom Petty tribute. One of the people in my band, Gene Price, is an amazing singer and does all the social media stuff for this show and lots of other things that I do. And she and I are doing a duo thing at Even Flow this weekend, opening for, I think, Last Dance. That's what they're called. And in 1989, I was 21. And I saw Tom Petty at whatever. He was going. No, it was outside. I don't know what theater it was. It was outside, and he was going on like trying to warn us about the environment. And he was mad. And he spent a good period of time between a couple of songs talking about some stuff, and I was impressionable, and it stuck with me. Like I really, I was still, a young guy, single, but I started recycling. And recycling didn't even, you didn't have curbside recycle pickup. Everyone just threw everything in the garbage. And I started doing some stuff, and I started paying attention. Now, I'm not like the greatest, environmentalist, but it stuck with me, and it mattered to me, and he made an impression on me at that point. And I wrote this song, because he was talking about acid rain in California and all the stuff that was happening that was real, and if we don't get it together, man, we better start figuring it out, and that was in 1989, it really resonated with me, and I wrote this song called "It's Getting Late," so and I confuse it with another song I wrote, so I have to concentrate when I start. So. What do we do when the sky is no longer blue? Where will we go when the water does no longer flow? It's getting late. It's getting late. It's getting late to change our fate. What does the future hold for us, my friends? What does the future hold for us? What do I tell my children when they say they want to go outside and play in the acid rain? What do I say? They want to play. I'll say you can't go out and play. What does the future hold for us, my friends? What does the future hold for us? In a world where no one gives a damn about anybody. What does the future hold for us? What does the future hold for us, my friends? What does the future hold for us? In a world where no one gives a damn about anybody. What does the future hold for us? In the big production value, the last note has huge unlimited reverb and it goes. It's like, are you old enough to remember the Two Tribes video with Frankie Goes to Hollywood on MTV? R.I.P. Sorry, I was going to take off my habit of wearing headphones. Wait, I was told not to ask your age, right? It was in your contract rider, that and the brown M&Ms.
Yes.
And the town car, and I screwed up all three of those.
And you did.
Sorry. You're never coming back on
I'm
the show
not
again.
coming back.
Never coming back on the show again. Brown M&Ms, town car. Don't talk about the age.
Exactly.
Sorry.
It's all right. I'll live with green M&Ms. It's fine.
All right. Green M&Ms are okay. So that was my big...
I like that song a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I wrote it before I even had kids.
It's great. Right. I like all your songs, though.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Except for that one. Nobody likes that one.
What one?
There's no self-deprecating. It's
no
always
one.
I always have to make some sort of a dumb joke to deflect because it's imposter syndrome. Some level of people say a nice thing. I have to. That's what I do.
I know about imposter syndrome.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a common thing. It's a thing that I've noticed with this. Some of the most talented people I've had on the show. Then you say something nice and they go, "Oh, geez, no." Then you're like, "Are you kidding me? Like." You? Are you kidding me? So it's very common.
Yeah.
So it's pretty weird. So we talked about your promos. So you, gigs coming up. Now you have you said you're getting ready to record some stuff. You want to do another song?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
This one would be one that we would be recording.
Yeah? A new? Oh, yes. Yeah, I like new.
This is very new.
When did you write this?
I actually...
Pretty recently. You haven't recorded it, though. I have a bunch of old ones that I haven't recorded, so I could say it's a new song, but I wrote it 20 years ago.
Oh, well, I wrote this one, I think, in 2023.
Oh, so like 5 years ago.
No. You're bad at math. 2.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So, but I introduced it to Chris, my son, and we would like jam on it for a while, and then I just put it away.
Okay.
And I just kind of forgot about it.
You just went, okay, I'm going to put this in here.
Yeah, I didn't think I liked it.
Yeah.
But the more
I know that
things
feeling.
I was going through in my life, the past 5 years have not been the best. Then I brought it back out, and I'm like, you know what?
I like this.
It's
better than I thought.
It's a true story.
Right? Those are good ones.
Yeah. So this is called Knotted, Knotted. I always spell it because in a bar or whatever, people would be like, "What did you say?"
Huh?
Not what?
Knotted.
Yeah, knotted, like your tongue is knotted.
Netted? What?
Yeah, and Sticky Gumbo too. They
Wait, what?
Sticky Gumbo? No.
Sticky Gumbo?
Or they go,
like
stinky?
you ate half of it and you took it out of your mouth? Like a Sticky Gumbo?
or they'll say, Stinky Gumbo? No. Sticky.
A Stinky Gumbo?
Yeah. I know. People yell back stuff like that.
This is the worst gumball I ever had. It stinks.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And that's what
I am
happens.
going to form a new band so that we can open for you, and we're going to be called Stinky Gumball.
Okay, good. That would be
We're
perfect.
going to be Stinky Gumball opening for Sticky Gumbo.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. I have a question about my sound.
Okay.
I don't know if my guitar was going in and out last time, but it sounded like it was. Was it my imagination?
I didn't hear it go in and out.
Okay. It's something happened, like it would go and it would come back again.
Really?
I don't know if it was
might
something.
just be in your head.
Okay.
No. Did you
Okay.
hear anything weird? Did you hear anything weird?
Okay, good.
It sounded delightful to me.
Something in my brain.
It might not be your brain. It might just be the connection of your headphones. We'll have to send a team of investigators on
Okay, all right. And then can they get me some brown M&Ms?
that. Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, good. And then
Thanks
I
for
can get
playing
the limo
along.
home.
Yes.
All right.
It's not a limo. It's a town car.
Okay.
They're different.
All right. Whatever.
This contract only said town car. Limo is stretch. Town car is factory.
Yeah, well, I wanted the stretch, so.
It's not the contract side.
Okay.
You're going to have to talk to your lawyer on that one.
Okay.
Either way, I screwed up both of them.
All right. Anyways, I'm going to do Knotted, and it is a true story.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Looking out the back door, all I see is billowed smoke and the curtain is tattered. When I was told about her, all I saw was red, 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 oh no, that's when my heart was shattered. It went on for so long, I never knowing what was wrong. All I know is that I never mattered. It was such a waste of time. I think I'm losing my mind, oh no. So my heart was shattered. When I found the evidence that you lied. Well, I caught you, and now your tongue is knotted. My heart fell out of my chest. It took you so long to confess. My body is tired. There was no consoling me. You ripped my soul out of me, oh no. So when my heart was shattered. When I found the evidence that you lied. Well, I caught you, and now your tongue is knotted. Try to act that way, try to get away. I found out the hard way. And now you're just sitting there and I see where your tongue is knotted, yeah. This would be the guitar. It went on for so long, I never know what was wrong. All I know is that I never mattered. It was such a waste of time. I think I'm losing my mind, oh no. So my heart was shattered. When I found the evidence that you lied. Well, I caught you, and now your tongue is knotted. Try to act that way, try right away. I found out the hard way. And now you're just sitting there and I see well, your tongue is knotty. Yeah. Oh, I said that your tongue is knotty. Oh, yeah, your tongue is knotty. Oh, I said that your tongue is knotty. Oh, I said that your tongue is knotty. Thank you.
That is a good one.
Thank you.
Keep that out of the drawer.
Takes a lot out of me, though.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I was over here bebopping.
Yeah, okay, good.
I like that.
That is a good one. The groove is nice, and the message is strong.
Right on.
Yeah.
I like that. I enjoyed that a lot.
That was therapy.
Good. That's a lot of this, I know that we mentioned that we touched on that earlier. I know sometimes we don't know, sometimes we do know exactly what we're writing about. And I think that it's important to get those things out because there are times when we need to take that, put it out here, leave it out there. You can go on about being yourself again.
Yeah. And it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes just going to a therapist or whatever, but like the art, that's kind of like art is so useful in so many different ways. It can make us forget the things that we need to forget sometimes, or make us see the things that we need to see sometimes, or make us, be able to release what we need to release. So it's crucial. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely crucial to existence. I think that was great.
Thank you.
I'm very glad you played that one. Let's see. We are getting to the end of the big whiteboard. The big question is, let's see. What was the first concert you ever went to on your own? Like, not as a kid or whatever. Who was the first band you ever wanted to see? Or artist.
But I'll say it anyway.
All right. How about this? What was the first instrument you ever bought that wasn't a tuba?
Bass guitar.
A bass guitar? That makes sense. What kind of bass was it?
Ibanez. I don't know.
4-string, 5-string?
4.
4?
I've never had a 5-string.
5-string messes with your head, man.
I can imagine. I don't know. I've had a few, but my first one was like a gray.
Well, I suppose if you start with a 5-string, it doesn't mess with your head. But bass was my primary instrument when I was a kid. All my friends were drummers, and I didn't have any money, so I didn't have a drum set. So then when it came time to okay, we're going to form a band. Well, my friends are all better than I was, so like I didn't get to be the drummer in the band, and I didn't even have a drum set anyways. My brother did have a bass that I could take from the bedroom when he played guitar, and he had a bass that was his friend's, and it was rusty. It had 3 rusty strings on it, and I was like, that's close enough. It plugs in, it makes noise. So I'll start playing bass. And that same band director that I talked about when I was in the jazz band in high school, and we went to some school, like one of those weekend things where all the schools get together, and I don't remember where we went. I think we went to U of I.
Oh, right. I did that too. And a bunch of high schools go down there.
Right, and everybody plays one thing, and then you
probably do the
and then you break off into
anthem together.
Right, and then you break off into your sectionals, but that weekend, I had taken an interest in playing bass, and I had my brother or however I had gotten, I don't know if my brother got me or he recommended I get a cassette tape of Jaco Pastorius. And so I just really become interested in like learning to play bass, and that I asked that band director if when we separated into sections, could I go with the bass players and just sit and watch, and who did I have to ask to get permission to do that? And he made it happen.
Cool.
And I said I don't know anything about it, but I know I'm not going to be a drummer, and I know I'm going to do that, not this. And so I want to start learning about that. And he said, okay, well, and that was when I started, and I went and I sat in the back at the sectional thing at U of I, and listened to all the bass players, talk about playing bass in the jazz band, and and they talked about basically, I'm paraphrasing how the drummers were all idiots and the bass players did everything. I'm like, wait, I'm the drummer. Wait a minute. But and I started playing bass then, and then played bass and always played a 4-string. And didn't start playing guitar until I was like 30. Like I only played guitar enough to write the semblance of some bass. I could play a D and a G and an A, and I'd only play G right. I played G like this. I never learned to play a G. I couldn't play a C.
Oh, okay.
Like I could only get close enough to do these couple of things, and every song I wrote was like that, and that was it. And and other things that I wrote were with my friends, where it would be a riff-oriented thing, and I would there'd be a riff, and then we would collectively write it, and then I'd write lyrics. And it wasn't until I was like in my 30s that I actually started writing and learning to play guitar. And then when I tried to learn to play 5-string, my head exploded, because playing bass, it just, everything I tried to do was like, it's not right. It's not there. It's not the right note. Like because my brain just couldn't wrap.
It's that extra string. It doesn't.
It's wrong.
You base everything on this.
Well, because all my point of references were wrong.
Yeah.
And so everything is everything A, B's like A, B is like everything is just wrong. Everything's in the wrong place, and I couldn't. And on the fly trying to keep up with everything, I would just.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't. I really wanted to do it, and I forced myself. I got in this one project that I learned all of the songs from scratch on the 5-string, and then something went wrong with the 5-string, and I had to play everything on the 4-string in my head. Like, this is terrible.
It's good for you.
Oh, okay. That sounded like a teacher.
It's like, yeah. I used to, what I would do with my students. Sometimes I would take the music stand and I would turn it around.
That's a teacher thing.
And I was like, okay, do you remember it? They're like, no. I'm like, well, give it a shot. You have to do 3 measures. And they would screw it up, and I would, okay, look at it. And they would look at it real quick, and I go, okay, now do it.
That was always cool with me, though, because I wasn't even reading the music. I would be like,
well, that's good for you, though.
Go ahead, turn that around. You can spin that thing in circles.
I don't even know what it says. Yeah.
That's all gibberish to me, man.
Totally get it.
So he never played that trick because he knew my masquerade was up long before that. So.
Well, he was a great teacher because he was teaching you more about just music. Mm-hmm. You have to teach kids how to be kids, how to be adults, how to be people, and stuff like that. Anybody
who you will know this because being around the band. But if somebody who didn't spend any time around a band room or wasn't part of the music culture in high school, it's its own culture. Mm-hmm. It's its own. It's like the kids who don't fit in the rest of the school. It's its own culture. There's different caste systems within it, and people. I know kids that never went to their locker in the other part of the school the entire 4 years. Like they didn't even know the combination to the locker over there. They kept their books in their band locker. They went to the band room to get their books. And they didn't even exist. Everything that they did revolved around going to the band room. Mm-hmm. Everything. Yep. And one of my kids, I think. All of my kids were in music on some level, and one of my kids excelled and was that way. Like he was at the band room 100% of the time, and I always understood it. It's all my friends, all my long-term life friends came from that time in my life.
Yep.
So
totally, me too.
One of my best friends ever, to this day, just had a conversation. Is from. Somebody that I met in 7th grade, I said, I was gravitated toward any instrument. And when I was, there's a chorus. In 7th grade, we were forced to take chorus as a class. You know, like every kid was forced to take chorus.
Same.
And we had this chorus teacher that everybody made fun of, but she was great because she noticed she had a drum set in her class, and she noticed that I would get there, like I would run from whatever class and get there early, and then I would be like tinkering with it for the minute and a half the extra that I would get, and I would wait an extra minute and a half after and run to whatever class, and she noticed that I wasn't in band yet, and she is how I ended up getting in band, because in those days, like if you didn't have X number of years of piano and you didn't have all these whatever, you couldn't be a drummer in the band. You couldn't. I don't know if it's still the same way, but you couldn't. And she made it possible for me to get in the band, and she introduced me to being the substitute drummer in this school play for something at the end of the school year, because she knew that I could do enough. Mm-hmm. And in that excursion, I met this guy that's been my best friend since 7th grade. You know, like we still talk to this day, and it's really funny, like, you know. But he was the guy in high school that could play anything, and I could read music. He's like, no, you could do this. I'm like, no, I can't. I really can't. He's like, no, you could do that. No, Chuck, I can't do that. Really? You can't? You don't know what this... No! How do you do this? I'm like, I try really hard, and I practice a lot when nobody's around. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. Huh. That's weird.
Yep, that happens.
Yeah, well, he practiced a lot too. It just came much easier to him. Mm-hmm. Maybe it didn't come easier. He just had more skill. All right, so what is your why? Why do you think you started writing songs, especially if you only started in 2018 when you were 12?
When I was 12.
Right.
Hormones. No, I'm just kidding. It was just therapy. The first song I wrote was some like tearjerker.
Did you always want to write songs and you just never did, or is it just something that all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to try and write a song?
Well, I took vocal lessons first because I wanted to be a singer, with a gospel singer, which was really cool. And I sang in this gospel choir, which was amazing. That's how I got my start singing, and then I learned guitar after that. But secretly, I wanted to be on like The Voice.
Who doesn't?
But obviously I never did. But
no, I saw you on season 2.
Yeah.
We won't tell anybody though. Nobody's watching.
It was just therapy.
There's 12,000 people watching. I don't know if you see that down there.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's amazing. You're really popular.
There's not.
I know.
Oh.
Anyways, it was just therapy, and I had a lot of knowledge, and so I just got it. I just did it. I just wrote it. I don't know.
Yeah, and do you find that there was nothing that drove you? Just like, I'm going to do this.
Well, the want to be a singer.
That was the drive.
Was it? And then I learned covers, and then I figured out what the chords were to the covers, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I would just investigate all kinds of different songs, and I would like, oh, that's that chord. Oh, all right, cool. And then I would be like, I can do this. And then I just sat down and did it. Because I already had training.
Right.
Not everybody can do that, you know what I mean? But it just happened.
Organically.
Yes.
There was no specific drive. It just sort of was something that was like, I'm going to try this, and you just did.
Yeah, and then when I first sang, I was singing to tracks. And I had accompaniment. Because I was part of a church that music program was awesome. So I was able to sing a lot there. So I got my, practice in there. Mm-hmm. And then I started picking up the guitar, and I just took off from there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Well, that's the part I was trying to drive at. It was when you said it was great, but you said it very. That's great.
It was.
That's what I'm driving at.
Oh well, okay. So I stopped playing in orchestras in 2017, and I started doing.
It moved you. You found this thing in you that like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Okay, I didn't want to play in classical music anymore because it wasn't fulfilling, at all. And I didn't realize that. And I realized I went up the wrong path. Because when I started writing my own music and singing, you don't have the instrument in your way, and it's like not a technical thing. But when you sing, you're singing. You're singing like when you play an instrument.
You're tapping into your soul.
Yeah, it's more that. Yeah. But when it was with the instrument, that was always in the way, because there's a technical aspect to it that you have to do in order to get the music to happen. But when you're singing, you just sing, and that's what it was. So it would just hit me.
Well, and it's not that way for everyone, because obviously there are people who play classical instruments and they're able to connect with it. So for them, that's the right thing.
Yes,
but for you, it wasn't.
And I didn't know that. I did it for 20 years.
And you knew that music was something for you, but you weren't connecting with it, and you were trying to find what you needed to connect with.
Because I was listening to Ozzy and Metallica and all these.
But
I wasn't listening to classical music.
But see, like earlier when you said, like there's a leap or whatever, like I don't even see that as a leap, because I know that a lot of hard rock or heavy metal has a great deal of classical and or like like arrangements in the relationships, the chord structures and the relationships in how they build the tunes themselves. There's classical music. If you just replace the instrumentation with horn or strings or orchestra type instrumentation, it's the same. Like I can hear that in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And like the relationships of the notes and like I don't know how to say what the notes are, but like I can hear it. I know what it is. I have a tendency to get overwhelmed by the sound, that overly driven guitar sound. Like I like it in smaller doses. Like I can like it for a little while, but like if I went to a concert after 5 or 6 songs, I'm like, okay, that's enough. Can we do an acoustic one now? Like that isn't totally like
compressed.
Right, exactly. Like, and that's the whole thing with me. It's like I don't hate the songs and I don't hate the writing. It's all of that, and then some of the rest of it. But like I think like many of those people are so brilliant in what they do. Like I don't dislike any of that. So and I can totally hear. To me, it's not a leap at all. Like I hear all that for sure. So like when Ozzy, no, that's
I don't know, but it doesn't.
You probably
relate.
get that a lot, though.
I didn't relate to anybody. Either.
In the world you were living, working in and trying to.
Yeah.
It didn't.
It was weird.
You felt like a fish out of water, I'm sure.
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
And I excelled at it, but my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And it was just a realization. Finally.
Yeah. Well, does it feels more natural now? You feel like you're in the right thing, and your heart is in it, and I think for me, in the moments when you can connect with, even if it's one person, which more often than because we're so often playing to 80,000 people, but
there's always that one person.
Yeah, but when that happens, or when somebody comes up and says something, and you know that you really landed with a person, it's those are the moments that you do it for. Those are the moments that you move all that crap on a rainy night, or whatever. Like those are the moments that you do it for, and that's when you're reminded of that. That's why we're doing this, or when you made a difference. Like for me, a lot of the content that I'm writing about is mental struggles with mental health or addiction, which are the things that really I struggled with for the last 20 years and still continue to work on every day. And so many of the subjects are about that. And if someone comes up to me and it's happened a few times in the last couple of years, and they need to have a conversation because they're at a point in that struggle where they need to have a conversation, and I set my stuff down and we talked there for a while, and I know it made a difference. Those are the days when I know it really mattered that I wrote these songs, and like that is more fulfilling than I could ever explain to anyone ever. Like I couldn't even explain it to anyone how amazing. And the first time that happened last year, it was like I came home and I told my wife over coffee, like, you will never believe what happened to me yesterday. You will never believe it. And it was the most amazing thing. Like it was, and it was like this renewed sense of purpose after 20 years and giving this up. Like I gave this up. After doing this my whole life, I was like, forget it. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And that won't ever happen again because of that one moment.
Right. I'm glad you said that because I was going to quit like 2 days ago.
Please don't.
But it's the same thing.
What?
Like, who's listening?
It's maddening. It's maddening because we have an expectation, or at least an image in our mind of like at least a small room full of people that's actually paying attention, and 99.9% of the time, 70 or 80% of the room is talking. Like they just are.
I know.
Like, or they're just not listening, or they're and it isn't. I'm sorry. Like people, you just got to make them listen. F off. Like it. We're in a country full of people who are so self-involved, or just can't. Like their life is just a rolling dumpster fire. For God's sakes, how it's impossible to concentrate on something for too terribly long. It's hard for any of us. So it's not even the audience's fault. Like so, everything is working against us. So if you can get a moment where you get a handful of people to listen, or you have any of that stuff, you have these tiny bits of success. It's you cherish it, and then in the days when that happens, give one of us a call, because
what are you doing tonight?
Because the rest of us have that on a different day when you're not feeling it, and ask Blue or Joseph, right? Like they're nodding, because we're all feeling it, and that's again the same thing that I've learned in the last year and a half of this new network of people, because I suffered alone for years doing this, and I've done this for a long, long time, and I suffered by myself forever, and made people around me, suffer for my misery, and it's just, you're not alone, and none of us are ever alone, and it's just more common. The whole thing about doing this, and we'll get to the dumb joke of the day, is that the more I do this, and the more people I talk to, the more I learn is we all have the exact same thoughts and feelings. We all go through the same emotions. If we're creative and we're driven to do this in any way, we all share all of these things, and none of us are alone in this battle, and we all the things that we have to say are valid, and if we all just keep helping each other, it matters. Like in whatever the vision that we have in our heads, like of that. I don't know whether it's like in the thing that I always say is like, again, the high school age, Purple Rain, the bar full of people that are all like the entire bar, like that. I don't like dream on, man. Like it's just like that ship has sailed, like and that world doesn't exist anymore. And if you're lucky enough where you have a night where everyone is on the same page, and you can get a whole room, then you did great. And if you can spend 20 years building an audience where you can do that, God bless you. Like I don't think I got that much time left if I'm lucky. But if people are still coming to see me when I'm 80, like cool. Well, I don't think it's going to be that interesting. Like I don't think. Maybe. I mean, they're still coming to see Jagger, but whatever. He had a whole backlog of interesting stuff before he turned 60. So, anyhow, dumb joke of the day. We've been on for a while. Oh, see, interesting people. We talk along.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Please don't apologize. Please don't apologize. The thank yous for today are, of course, Josette and Blue for the technical support, and all the silly jokes and stuff before everybody gets here. We laugh a lot when they get here. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for asking.
And the Peanut Gallery, we have a new guest.
Anthony.
So thank you, Anthony, for being here. Thank you, Gene Price, for all the work you do behind the scenes. Thank you to the sponsor that doesn't exist. There's no sponsors. Next week is Honey Spoon. That'll be fun. This weekend, I'm at Even Flow on Saturday night, opening for the Petty Tribute. I keep wanting to say a different name, Last Dance, they're called. Because on Sunday, I play bass in Kenny P. Mitchell and Last Chance.
Nice.
And I keep confusing the two.
Where are they?
We are playing at the Montrose Saloon at 6 p.m.
Great.
And that'll be fun. That's a fun place. And then in a couple weeks, Cheryl Tomlin is here, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
So thank you all for being here. And the dumb joke of the day is it on top? Yep.
That should be it.
You got a letter.
Wait, there's a song. There's a song. What was the song?
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. But we might get a copyright. Bop, 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 beep, bop, bop.
Okay, we're gonna have to write our own letter song. So we're gonna have you come over, and we're gonna write it. We're gonna go upstairs in the studio, and we're gonna do our own letter song. That's what we're gonna do. So this came to us from blankety blank blank, from blankety blank 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 blank.
I was slacking today.
You're not slacking. So, and the dumb joke of the day says, C, E flat, and G walk into a liquor store. Guy behind the counter says, hey, no minors in here. E flat leaves. C and G have a fifth between them.
That's actually really funny.
That's it. The only thing that would have made it better is if she was drinking water, because we would have had an actual real live spit take right there.
Tuba. I would have had a tuba joke.
Yeah, there's tons, I'm sure.
Tuba jokes, drummer jokes. There's
That made me think. I like that. A fifth between them.
That was a good one, Blue. Congratulations. You made the music. You made the music nerd go like this.
It was really funny. Very nice. Very
I saw her. I literally saw her eyes go like this.
Yeah. Think about it.
She looked up into her. She looked up into her forehead for the answer.
I did. That's what you know I'm thinking.
And then laughed as hard as you laughed, which was great, and that made everyone laugh. So that was
Very nice. I like it.
It was wonderful. That was a good one. And if you don't know, like I used to write the jokes myself. I used to pretend like I didn't, so then I always knew the punchline. But now that Blue writes them, it's much more fun. So it's a fun.
Because you don't know what you're gonna get.
I don't, and it makes it much more fun.
Yeah.
So thank you, Blue. Thank you, everyone.
That was a good one.
All right. I think we're at the end of the board, and we've gone definitely more than 20 minutes long, and that's really fun. So
Thanks for hanging later.
that's gonna we're gonna have the network's gonna have a word with me. There's no network.
Oh, okay. Is that the same people who didn't bring me the right M&Ms?
It's exactly the same people.
Okay. This establishment sucks.
Those people are, I'm going to give them a
I'm
piece of
gonna
my
write a letter.
mind. Right. You should write a strongly worded letter. That's what I think. I think you should write a couple.
I will.
I'll forward it to them. I will let them know. And we can both yell at them together.
Okay, good. Very good.
Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful week. Oh,